Welcome, everyone, to Todd's World, the wildly opinionated news hour. Carrie's with me. We are going
Greetings.
to hash through the nation's news today.
I can't wait to hear what the nation's news is.
Are you out of the loop, Carrie?
I'm really out of the loop. Yeah.
Are you?
Yep.
Well, we'll get it figured
Busy,
out.
busy week, but it's good.
Yeah.
Clear scans.
Clear scans. That's a fabulous thing. You know, your mom told me that last night. I forgot. So I actually already knew that
Yeah.
and then forgot to say something to you.
Clear scans. I think I may have cracked a rib on the MRI machine.
Good Lord.
I know. Actually, I can laugh. I'm unmedicated and I can laugh right now without it hurting too bad. So maybe I just bruised it. I don't know. It's
So maybe you're okay.
I think I'm okay. It just is what it is.
You know, I know it doesn't take hardly anything to break a rib sometimes.
It
Like,
doesn't.
I've heard of people breaking ribs from coughing, from
I've heard of
laughing,
that.
all kinds
Yep.
of craziness. And I
Isn't that
think,
crazy?
wow.
I know.
Yeah. No, we had a good week.
Yeah.
My youngest daughter just turned 18, so I am getting old.
Oh,
Look
happy
at me go.
birthday. Look at you go. You
I
have all
know.
adult children.
I do. It's crazy.
Wait. No, Allie's not
Well,
18.
Allie's not 18 yet. She'll
Yep.
be 18 in December.
Almost. In December?
In
Oh,
December.
dude, this
And
is
Reese
it.
is getting married in 2
This
weeks.
is so
Like, there's so much
crazy.
going on in Todd's world.
I know. It's good stuff.
And there's so much going on in the wide world out there.
Is there?
I think so. Um, I'm gonna try to stay off of Charlie Kirk today for the most part, because I think we handled
Sure.
that and we did a good job with that last week. And
Yeah, if you
other
haven't
than,
listened and you want our take on it
I mean, the government's
last
still
week.
lying to us. I don't know what's going on with who
Sure.
killed him. I'm quite certain it wasn't the kid they say killed him. But
It wasn't the kid. Okay.
other than
Wasn't the
that, I don't know.
22-year-old sharpshooter? Okay.
No, I don't think so.
All right.
But whatever.
Yep.
Supposedly, it's just the beginning of the investigation. I actually have a
Okay.
clip here from Dan
I'm glad they're getting started.
Bongino saying that, "Hey, don't worry, we're on it."
Yeah.
When it comes to, maybe if I can find it. I got so many clips. You would think, "Oh, what's even going on?" Man, I got so many clips and they're all over the place. They're just scattered. Here's
Okay.
Dan Bongino.
Is it gonna be like news sampler today?
Yeah, a little bit. I'm sure we'll find our way into some good discussions. This is Dan
All right.
Bongino talking about the Charlie Kirk investigation,
Okay.
just so people know what's going on.
Out there in the public space that a significant amount of the digital evidence we acquired in this case was on Discord. Now, listen, this does happen on a lot of platforms, and the difference between platforms and publishers is there's a different level of responsibility legally for them. However, individuals on that platform, it is not a safe harbor, Rob, to go on a platform and say, well, I said it publicly on said platform. So, this, I can threaten to kill or harass someone. It doesn't work that way. We'll go anywhere to look for you if we believe you committed a crime. And if we can gather enough PC, probable cause, and surpass that legal hurdle and get process done on you and arrest warrants and search warrants, we'll do it. I said this morning, and I'll say again, this is not the end of this investigation. It's not even the end of the beginning of the investigation. We've just started. The fact that we have a suspect and everybody's obvious.
The fact that we start lying, that's just, you got to understand, that's knee jerk for the FBI. We're up here at the
Oh,
top. We're trying to change the culture.
Innocent until proven guilty in this constitutional republic we have. But we are investigating a potential broader network of people who may have known. And we've had some, I think I can tell you comfortably on your show tonight, we've had some developments in the case actually right before I came on the air. So there have been some significant developments in the case. You'll be the first to hear about it. And we hope to have more on that. Have to be careful about it right now, but we hope to have more on that within the coming.
So anyway,
yeah.
they're looking into it. Don't
Yeah, they're
you
just
worry.
and you know what? I understand there has to be some discretion with the release of information, and I think sometimes we're sensitive to lying because they lie to us so much. But
Yeah.
sometimes I understand they have to play their cards close to the chest. It makes sense.
Hmm.
But
That's one thing the government's good at. They're playing those cards close to the chest.
Right? But, I'm sorry, I'm gonna jump to just something that I heard about. I heard this, oh, it's the woman who, you were telling me about, the one who had the MAGA swimsuit, like that
Anna
congresswoman,
Paulina?
Anna Paulina.
Y
This
something?
claims that NBC has video footage showing Lee Harvey Oswald near
I saw that.
JFK's vehicle, proving that he was not the shooter out of the
Yeah.
window, and it's like,
Hmm.
anyway, I just
I
think,
saw
you
that.
know, again, if this were right after the shooting, I understand keeping that under wraps. However, how many years later is this? 70, are we at, like, 70 years later now?
Well, he
Just
was
about?
killed in
65 years later?
'63.
Okay.
We're
Oh,
in
yeah. We're
'25, so we're 60 anyway,
Yep.
right?
So, yep, and I'm just thinking, I think that eventually you've gotta.
Still a missing persons case. No one knows what happened to John F. Kennedy. Holy cow.
Yeah.
So don't are you trying to say we shouldn't expect any quick resolutions?
Yeah, what I'm saying is
Check
what
back
would
in
be
50 years.
it would be normal if they were kept things under wraps and maybe didn't tell us the full truth at the
Well,
beginning, but eventually, I would think that that would become a little more clear and a little more transparent to us, and here we are with JFK, and we don't know squat still, so
let me give you this little thing. I just ran across. This is from some guy named John Cullen. Who the hell knows who he is? Probably
okay,
nobody who matters. But
okay.
he's asking some questions. He says now there's people that are tracking, there's people out there tracking flights and tracking planes and all these different
Oh,
kinds of things, right?
yeah.
So they had that going on, of course, that they could go back and look at that during the Charlie Kirk shooting. And
Okay.
this guy says that there was a US spy plane and that the spy plane that it was registered, you know what I mean by its tail numbers, whatever. It's
Yes.
flying around out there. Around
Mhm.
Charlie Kirk. Says the spy plane that dropped down to 335 feet, which that's crazy low, above
Okay.
Lake Utah, 20 minutes after Charlie Kirk was shot. It wasn't from Ukraine. It wasn't from Israel. It was ours from either Pentagon or Langley. It did the same thing 3 hours prior to the shooting.
Okay.
And
And
then,
how long after did you say? 20 minutes.
20 minutes. And
20
he,
minutes.
and he
Okay.
theorizes that perhaps it was a
Thank you.
weaponized UAV drop off and pickup. A UAV would be like a drone and, doesn't have
Oh,
anybody in it. You know what I mean?
holy crap.
It's unmanned aerial vehicle, I think is what it
Okay.
stands for. So,
Um,
anyway, who knows if that guy knows anything, but
so John Cullen is an investigative journalist and social political commentary.
see that? That's what Carrie's here for. I don't care at
Commentate.
all. I'm just kidding. She
Well,
likes
the
to give
first John
people
Cullen I
credit.
looked up was apparently a hockey player. I assumed
No,
that
I
a
think
hockey
this guy,
player.
yeah, he has some cred. He goes after things. So, I mean, I actually have had
I was just curious.
I watched him, he came out with that. He's been on that since the shooting. So, I don't know.
I was gonna say, I'm glad you said he theorizes because 'cause I'm thinking, "What does that mean? What does it
Yeah.
mean that this spy," and this is a spy plane?
Well, yeah, theoretically, these planes would come down and drop a drone or multiple drones or whatever. But the drones, this is the fear of
Okay.
China. This is the fear that people have that we're going
Yeah.
to have these. You know how we have aircraft carriers that have planes that will have these aircraft that are these massive drone carriers in the skies that just
Yep.
litter drones. Now, right now,
Mhm.
Russia can attack with hundreds of drones, but what happens when it's thousands? What happens when it's
Mhm.
hundreds of thousands?
Right.
How do you protect against that? And that
Yeah.
drone stuff, I mean, the AI, the against machine stuff, that stuff is crazy if you look into it. Like,
Didn't we watch a video, like, a couple
where the
years
guy
ago or a
had
year
tiny
ago?
little drones and like they could come up and they had a tiny little charge and kill you with your head. It was
Yeah, it was like almost like a
like a moth
sci-fi
size.
short,
Yeah.
like, short film, and it was
Uh-huh.
someone's kind of nightmare, but it was like, "Well, damn."
Yeah.
Yeah,
So who knows, right?
I guess.
That's about what I think that's all I got on Charlie Kirk. You know what? I
Yeah.
still think there's a lot of weirdnesses about everything
Mhm.
associated with it, but I don't
I
expect to
agree.
have any answers anytime soon.
I
So,
do like I do like that these turning point chapters are popping up everywhere.
yeah.
Just found out that a high school in our area, it's a charter school. The kids there have started one.
That's cool.
I know. I think that's pretty neat.
Yeah,
I mean, that's
yeah.
just right in our area,
I
and
think
I
the
know
I
they're
think
everywhere.
the fruit of this will have to judge down the road.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Kinda
Yep.
see what comes of it, see what lasts, because we do live in a I'd like to know, just out of curiosity,
Mhm.
how now this I've seen this rattling around on X. Is this true? I don't know. I haven't looked
Mhm.
into it. That Turning Point USA reserved that stadium in Arizona in May, that they ended up using for the Charlie Kirk Memorial, and that they never in the history of Turning Point had an event that held more than 8,000 people. That was like Super Bowl sized. Now, and that is, I will say, that's a lot to throw together in a week or two. You know what I mean? They got the
Mhm.
fireworks, WWE, everything. It was like I don't know. I don't know what's going on. All I know is they threw that memorial. We last time we weren't the memorial hadn't happened when we recorded. So
Right,
even
that
though it
happened this
happened by
week,
the
right?
time that it dropped, it happened that Sunday after we recorded.
Oh, okay, Sunday, that's right.
It hadn't happened. So that was quite the spectacle. And Mrs. Kirk seems more than ready to step up to the plate. So I don't know. That's all I can see from Turning Point right now. And maybe it's all legit. Maybe this is how God does revival in the social media age. Could be.
Could be.
Could be.
Yep,
I don't know.
me neither.
But there's some strange things going on.
There are.
That's all I know.
I wonder too. Okay, Todd, just a side thought.
Mhm.
The world we live in right now makes us notice these things that are strange. Do you think that before all these conspiracies and things, do you think if we were just looking at normal circumstances that we would see strange things also? Is it just because there are humans involved? Is it just because
Well,
just wondering,
I think
are
what
there
we
always
what
strange things going on even
well,
when
that
there's
may
nothing
be, but I think we've come to terms
underhanded?
we've begun to come to terms. COVID blew the lid off all of this. You know what I mean?
Mhm. True.
We began to understand just how ready, willing, and able our
Mhm.
government is as far as ready to lie to its own citizens.
Mhm.
And so once you see that, it's hard to unsee it. You know what I mean?
And not even to protect them. Not that that's okay, but it
No.
isn't even like they had good intentions,
Yeah.
to protect us with a lie. It was, like, quite the
So
opposite.
what's going on? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay.
But one thing we know, the Jimmy Kimmel thing, that happen right before we aired last week? We talked about it for a second. We didn't talk about it much because we were talking about
We
Charlie most
did.
of the time. That
Mhm.
certainly proved to be quite the little football pull by the left's Lucy, didn't it? He
Yeah.
goes off. Everybody's crowing about how we finally won, and they bring him back in a total capitulation. There's no restrictions, there's no apology, there's no anything, and the 2 more conservative large affiliate groups that were not going to air them, well, they
Mhm.
caved too. So, now, a week later, Jimmy Kimmel, celebrated by the left, has triumphed over Donald Trump, according
Mhm.
to the media, and Charlie
Right.
Kirk is still very well, as far as we know, dead.
As far as we know, right.
So, I don't know if that was a big win or not. I feel I feel like they still got the better end of that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
His contract is up in May of next year.
It's
So I'll be
just
curious because all the reports I've seen are that his show has crappy ratings, no one's watching, and, I'm okay with a sensitive guy, but, like, I feel like now he just cries on the air whenever something serious is happening.
I never watched Jimmy Kimmel, I'll be honest with you. I
I only
see
knew him
the
from The Man
occasional
Show.
clip. I remembered him from The Man Show, he's funny. Chicks
Yeah, he
jumping on
was.
trampolines and stuff was funny. But him and
I don't
Adam
think I thought it was funny then, but I think it's funny
him
now.
and Adam Carolla were funny.
Right?
Hold on, let's take a break. I've got a daughter looming in the background.
Hey, Laura.
Sorry about that, guys. My my daughters clearly have no boundaries at all. I'm like,
I know
I'm
you
doing a
need
podcast. I need like an on-air thing out
you
there, and then
do need a
that
red
would be more of a
on-air
reason.
box,
That would be an invitation for them to ignore it. They don't.
right?
I get no
They'd be like, "Bam,
respect.
bam, bam," on the door. No, it's fine.
So Jimmy
I love it.
Kimmel
Yeah, Jimmy Kimmel.
came out victorious on that one.
I
I
guess.
although I think it was all to me, it was just all it was all a psy-op, you know what I mean? It was just all like a psych, like, "We're gonna pull this, and everybody's gonna think this, and they're gonna celebrate." It really felt like something, maybe as much as anything, an attempt to kinda yank the attention off of Charlie Kirk being shot.
Maybe.
You know what I mean?
I don't know. I just wonder if you're in Jimmy Kimmel's shoes, how do you feel if they asked you to do this for a publicity stunt? Like, they basically make you look like a complete idiot and jerk.
Well, but you get to look like the victor on the other side.
But he kinda didn't. He came out
Oh,
crying and
I didn't
apologizing.
watch it. I don't watch Jimmy Kimmel to start with.
I don't know. He just doesn't
But
on
this whole first speech and First Amendment thing, it's so stupid.
I know, it's like, yeah, you can whatever. Anyway, he's not funny.
This is
I don't know what his show's about. He used to be a comedian. That's all I'm gonna say
this
about
is
Jimmy
Jake
Kimmel.
Tapper. Who the hell
Hmm.
is he talking to?
How's Jake Tapper
He's
doing?
talking about Kimmel's suspension, but I
Oh,
think
okay.
this is after he was already put back on,
Okay. Yeah,
and
what'd
he's
he say?
talking to what the hell is that guy's name? Seth something, some late night guy.
Oh, Seth, the one who used to be on SNL? Seth Meyer?
Yeah, Seth Meyer. I think he has some it looks like he has some show.
He
I
does.
don't know.
It's late. I've never watched it.
I
Again,
don't know
it's
where
like
it's at. I don't know. Let's see what,
look at
Jake Tapper has to say about Jimmy, because that was the biggest threat I think he's ever seen to the First Amendment. He just
All right, Jimmy Kimmel. He's a friend of both of ours.
Yeah.
You know him. I know him. We know he's a good person. Obviously,
We
this
know.
news is
He's a
very
good
exciting.
person.
But what was your original take on how this all went down starting last week?
I mean, I thought it was pretty much the most direct infringement by the government on free speech that I've seen in my lifetime.
Yeah.
You have
the
a
government?
He's shocked that Biden wasn't up to 100%. That's all I know.
networks are
He had
allowed
no
to cancel
idea.
shows. It happens all the time.
course.
But this was the FCC chairman saying, local affiliates, it's time for you to say you're not going to air Kimmel anymore. And then Nexstar, with the largest owner of local affiliates, it needs approval from Brendan Carr himself to.
Okay. I don't even know. I didn't see where this happened. I guess everybody on the left says it happened with this
Yeah.
FCC guy.
Yeah, I didn't think it was governmental at all.
I didn't see he may have put an X post up or something.
Okay.
I didn't see that. But to me, it's because Tapper will say that a network can do whatever they want. They can fire somebody if they want, but not this
Sure.
time.
To let this merger go through. Yes, sir. How high do you want me to jump, sir? They do it, and it's just insane.
Yeah.
It's just insane.
It is I mean, I'm certainly, we don't.
Oh, okay. All right.
Okay.
These two idiots. I can't even.
You're like, "I can't even."
The,
Yeah.
everybody out there caterwauling about Jimmy Kimmel and the First Amendment and freedom of speech. We're
Mhm.
all the first people out there telling us how we had to. If you didn't want an experimental vaccine, you don't even deserve to eat in America. That's the answer. You need to die and die tomorrow and not take up air that the rest of us vax people need in order to get through and live our lives on this dying planet.
Mhm.
That's what they told us, right?
It's about right.
That wasn't the greatest infringement of the First Amendment free speech in their lifetime. It was Jimmy Kimmel, who has horrible ratings, who
Yeah.
loses $40 million a year, whose show loses $40 million a year. He was the biggest free speech fight that they've had. This whole
Yeah.
thing was so fake and so stupid from the beginning.
Yeah.
It kind of bugs me that the right fell for it. We didn't say a whole lot about it.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like we just kinda rolled with it, but then it was like, well, that just made I mean, when I heard what he said, it just made no sense. And I think that's what we talked about last week. It was like, it just doesn't make any sense. Why would a MAGA fan or, participant shoot a MAGA person? It just doesn't make any sense.
Jimmy Kimmel has no more idea than I do
No.
who killed He probably has less, but he certainly has no more of an idea who killed Charlie Kirk than I do.
Right.
And I don't know who killed Charlie Kirk, other than I know it probably wasn't this kid. Like, I'm
Right.
about 99.9% on that.
Okay.
But other than that,
Gosh.
he might
Lord.
have. I'm about 95% that I don't even think he took a shot. I'd
Okay.
give a 5% that maybe he took a shot.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
With his dad's old 30-06 that is a vintage gun that just happens to be untraceable.
Nice. Just happens to be untraceable? Wow.
I'm sorry. These
Can't make this
conspiracy.
stuff up.
It's the conspiracy theories. You know what? You said that about conspiracy theories, and I want to see if this is Barack Obama. I don't know when this is. A while back. I can't remember. He was at some policy center. I mean, this was back when he would have been like president, probably, or
Okay.
maybe trying to be president. It was a while back, and he's talking
Oh.
about. Remember who Saul Alinsky was, or doesn't that name ring a bell? He wrote a book.
I
He
don't
wrote a
think
book
so.
called Rules for Radicals, and he was a good friend of Obama's
Like
back
in
in
college or something?
the 80s, 90s, the early days, right?
Okay.
And one of and he had all these rules, and it was for radicalizing a culture
Yep.
or a country or whatever, and all these different things. But this is Obama in about a
Mhm.
40-second clip talking about inundating a country with conspiracy theories. So this
Oh,
will be kind of interesting.
You just
interesting.
have to flood a country's public square with enough raw sewage.
Hey,
You just have to raise enough questions, spread enough dirt, plant enough conspiracy theorizing that citizens no longer know what to believe.
hey,
Once they lose trust in their leaders, in mainstream media, in political institutions, in each other, in the possibility of truth, the game's won.
Wow.
You just have to flood a country's
Whoa,
public.
calm down, Barry. Big Mike's calling.
That spooky conspiracy, like
like that?
X-Files music in the background is like,
That's the uniter in chief.
I know, I'm like, I'd love to know when that was. Is that like before?
It was
'Cause
definitely either while he was president or before. I'm not sure. It was not after.
Well, if it's during, I was gonna say, if this is during, it's gotta be. He sounds older. Like,
Hey,
I can't see it, but he sounds older.
I gotta
I
kill
just
my
think
chef.
I just think
He's got to
well,
drown in 3 feet of water. He can't do that on his
he had
own.
reason to kill that chef, so the threesome fun had ended. Sorry. The
I love it
novelty
when Gary pulls it out.
the novelty had worn off. No, but what I'm thinking is he's speaking that way, and it's just classic Democrat projection. Like, they'll say something that's so unbelievably true, but then you realize that they're directing it in the opposite direction,
Mhm.
and it's what they're always doing, but they're projecting it onto conservatives, and it's so warped
It's all the time,
all the time.
right?
Yeah.
In fact, this is our old buddy, our old pal,
Mm.
Hillary Clinton.
Oh, boy.
Hillary
Really?
Clinton. Yes.
Second time I've heard her name this week. It's too much.
She
Go
has a
ahead.
lot to say about white Christian men.
Oh, does she? Wait,
She's
when was
not a
this?
fan. This
When was
was
this?
this week.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
She's got a lot to say about them this week. Of
Yeah.
course she does.
It's
Does
the
this
violence in society is all Christian white men's fault.
does
in
this
case you
apply to
wondered.
her husband? Maybe Bill's not Bill?
Bill's not really
He's
he's not
okay.
practicing, so to speak.
Judgmental.
And I am proud of the fact that we have always been a work in progress. We haven't gotten to the more
Is she talking about her and Bill?
Bill?
They have not found a more perfect union.
perfect
I think
union.
she's
And
talking-
we fought a civil war over part of it.
my
And
God.
people have been protesting,
Worse than we
for
thought.
hundreds of years that, things were not as they should be, given our ideals and how we should be moving toward them. So I think that's what makes us so special as a country. And the idea that you could turn the clock back and try to recreate a world that never was, dominated by, let's say it, white men of a
Oh,
certain
yeah.
persuasion, a certain religion, a certain point of view, a certain
Straight
ideology,
white men.
it's just doing such damage to
Oh, my
what
goodness.
we should be aiming for. And we were on the
Wow.
path toward that. I mean, imperfectly, lots of, bumps along the way, but I agree with you. We were on the right trajectory.
It's Christian white straight men who are responsible for a Christian white straight man being shot. That's what she wants you to understand.
And,
Okay.
I really don't think that Hillary's giving enough credit to the massive number of white Christian men who built this country, who founded it, who fought for it. I'm like,
All of our founders. Meanwhile, Hillary
Yeah.
Clinton's gargoyle-like skin continues to slide further and further off her face. I'm like, God, can't they fix that? Don't they have surgeries? It's like her jowls are down to her knees, and you're like,
It's too bad she wasn't on that South Park episode with Christy Nome. Oh boy, Hillary, she's something. I can't believe she's still even out there talking about it, trying to weigh in. Like, wouldn't you at some point be like, I'm just done with that. I'm going to go enjoy my millions, my
I
tens
guess
and
not.
hundreds of millions, and just enjoy my grandkids and my.
She have grandkids? Maybe a
I
couple
don't.
with Chelsea.
I don't know. Whatever.
I feel like Chelsea has a couple kids.
Does she?
I feel like it. I think she took like 80 million from USAID or something to finance her family. I don't.
I mean, they're all doing really well.
Yeah.
I've started to reference the Dems side gigs. They're just like so profitable. They've all got these great side gigs. Politics was the way to go, apparently.
Yeah. We missed our calling.
Yeah.
Maybe it's not too late, Gary.
I don't
You
know.
could still get glammed up.
Since we also do beers with Jesus, I'm gonna stay above board on
Okay.
my earnings. Yeah.
Think they'll cancel us, eh?
Oh no, I just mean I don't want to go. I don't want to go illegitimately to earn money. It's like, nah, it's not worth
Yeah.
it. I sleep at night.
So that's out there. The Charlie Kirk, the whole thing. Who knows? Who knows what's going on? But he certainly is off the air, and we'll see. Maybe all of this energy and fervor will hold on. It will be more lasting than that'd be great if it was.
Yeah, well,
I don't know.
I do think he planted some powerful seeds. So,
What do you think about what's going on? Trump's been a little quiet this week. A
Has he?
little.
Okay.
Well, I mean, in Trump terms,
Okay.
that's
Relatively
a
speaking.
bit of a sliding scale. He told the UN he threatened to cut the UN's funding from the US.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, this was pretty good. This is him at the UN giving a first. Did you hear this? As he was starting to go up
I
the
heard something about
escalator
the
at the
UN.
UN,
Oh,
the
yeah, what happened?
escalator stopped, and
Oh.
then his teleprompter didn't work when he got up. They're just screwing with him. They're screwing with because Trump's a white supremacist, so they feel like that's okay.
Right.
But so he kind of went right back at him, and this is Trump talking to the UN, and he's 100% right on everything.
Okay.
He said.
Not only is the UN not solving the problems it should, too often,
Sure.
it's actually creating new problems for us to solve. The best example is the number one political issue of our time, the crisis of uncontrolled migration. It's uncontrolled. Your countries are being ruined. The United Nations is funding an assault on Western countries and their borders. In 2024, the UN budgeted $372 million in cash assistance to support an estimated 624,000 migrants journeying into the United States. Think of that. The UN is supporting people that are illegally coming into the United States, and then we have to get them out.
Why is that happening?
The UN also provided food, shelter, transportation, and debit cards to illegal aliens. Can you believe that?
Debit cards.
On the way to infiltrate our southern border.
How are they?
Millions of people.
What do you got, Carrie?
How are they distributed? Like, if it's the UN from the UN, how are they involved? Who
Dude.
here who here is saying, yeah,
There's money
yeah,
everywhere. You know what?
I guess.
I go to Costco and I'm like, why are there so many foreigners here? Maybe they're all on the up and up. I don't know.
Sure.
But they all seem to be doing very well. I just wonder, I wonder what's going on. How do? You just come up and like I said, maybe they're all legal. I don't know. I didn't have any problems with any of them. That's not my point.
Mhm.
My point is, why can't the United States of America be the United States of America?
Yeah.
Right? Why do we have to
Right.
be why does Dearborn have to have the Muslim call to prayer 5 times a day,
I don't like it.
echoing out across the streets of
Mhm.
Dearborn, Michigan?
Yeah.
Why can't we have the Charlie Kirk call to prayer? That's what I wanna know. I know.
Terrible.
But yeah, I mean,
Mm.
what he's saying is right, that
Mhm.
there's 25 million people poured over the border in 4 years of the Biden administration.
Yep. Isn't that insane?
Yes. So,
Mm. Yep.
I don't know. That was Trump. This is Steve Bannon talking to, Alex Jones.
Okay.
Alex Jones, little
Who's
conspiracy blast from the past.
Alex Jones is the dynamic
He's the one who got in a lot
conspiracy
of trouble.
guy.
He got sued and they found him guilty with what was that school shooting up in, Connecticut? Sandy Hook? Was that what it
Oh,
was?
yeah,
Sandy maybe it wasn't
it
Connecticut. I
was.
think it was Connecticut. And they sued him and they got like $1 billion and they bankrupted him and whatever.
Oh my gosh. Wait, why? Because he reported something?
He made claims
Oh.
that it wasn't that it was a government,
Yeah,
conspiracy,
okay. It's like a
that the
training
shooting
thing
maybe
and
didn't even happen
happen. Yeah.
exactly like
There's
that.
a whole bunch of stuff out there
Yeah,
about that.
and then apparently you're not allowed to say that in the United
Okay.
States of America.
Okay.
You're not allowed to have an opinion on that. But Jimmy Kimmel can say whatever he
I was
wants.
gonna say, did Jimmy Kimmel come to his, defense? But okay, go ahead.
Biggest First Amendment thing they've ever seen. But here's Steve Bannon talking to Alex Jones,
Mhm.
and they're kinda saying that Trump is kinda taking
I
off.
do think Charlie Kirk's assassination execution has unleashed something in the president. It's extraordinary.
You got more music in the
Maybe
background.
about time on earth. I'm telling you, absolutely extraordinary. And you're 100% correct. He went twice as long because the second part of that pivot was absolutely, Alex nailed it. He put him on notice. This is like Christ going into the temple, putting him on notice. I know who you are and I know what you've done, and it's evil and it's wrong, and I'm stopping it. The President of the United States throws down as hard as you can possibly throw down. Oh, and by the way, after last night, he went in and signed the EO on Antifa as a terrorist organization.
He did declare Antifa a terrorist organization.
Yay.
Yeah, that's something. And they indicted, former FBI director James
Yeah.
Comey. You saw that probably.
What's going on with that?
Um,
2 counts of we don't know what?
I don't think that the
Being
full
an a-hole?
indictments are out yet, maybe?
It said 2 counts, but I didn't hear
Did
what
it?
they were.
Maybe it was, and it was perjury, basically. It was lying under oath is what it amounted to.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Because he said that he never authorized any leaks, and theoretically, they've got people saying that he did, in fact, authorize those leaks.
Okay.
We will see, although I will say this, that his judge that it was assigned to, this you're gonna find this shocking. You aren't even gonna be able to believe it. That this judge was appointed by Joe Biden,
Okay.
and he actually was hired by and worked under Comey from 95 to 96 and 2002. So I'm sure that this will be very, very fair and balanced. We can trust everything that happens in this court. Judge Michael Nachmanoff. That's his name. Nachmanoff.
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 Oh, boy.
What in the hell? I had nothing to see here.
No.
Pam Bondi. Here's Pam Bondi. Nobody's above the. This is every so often. I don't know if it's every week or every 2 weeks. Pam Bondi has to come out, go on Fox News, and tell us that nobody's above the law.
Pam,
Right.
I'm
In
nervous
case
for
you
the
wondered.
country when I put it all together. You shouldn't be nervous any longer because Donald Trump is in office and the weaponization has ended. We've made that very clear. Whether you're a former FBI director, whether you're a former head of an intel community, whether you are a current state or local elected official, whether you're a billionaire funding organizations to try to keep Donald Trump out of office, everything is on the table. We will.
You believe her?
I think Pam is always saying what she's told to say. I feel like she doesn't have the freedom yet to just go out there and, like with the investigation stuff.
I'm not sure she's a real person. She seems a little like an AI person to me.
Little AI.
Like
That's AI Pam
she's
Bondi.
generated or something. I don't know what's going on with her.
Could be.
I feel like if she was home and like I stopped by her house and she was making supper, she'd be like, I just want you to know nobody's above the law. The President Trump is I'd be like, what are you talking about? Is there a glitch in the system?
Yeah.
Talk to me when people go to jail. Why is it that James Comey was indicted for the exact same thing Roger Stone was, who was a supporter of Donald Trump? And for Roger Stone, the FBI showed up on his doorstep in a pre-dawn raid, got him and his elderly wife out of their home in their pajamas to stand outside in the perp walk and the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
But we're doing the same. We're holding people accountable. It doesn't seem the same to me.
Well, I think that's good.
That's the weaponization that we're
That's
avoiding,
weaponization. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, then we've lost.
Well,
I mean,
I know
the
that
answer.
That's political pride talking, Todd. But I mean, hey, as long as we go after people, as long as we hold them accountable, I don't care that we're not storming in like the SS in the dark and
It's
raiding
the
their
world they
homes
made.
I know, but we don't want to live in that world. We want it to be
The only way not to live in that world
Yeah.
is to make sure that they get to live in it for a while, because otherwise, if you think for 1 second that the Dems get back into power, that they aren't going to do everything they were doing and worse to everybody they disagree with.
They will, but how you conduct yourself is important.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's just inviting more retaliation if you stoop to their level.
Retaliate.
Yeah.
This.
I'm just saying, I think the Dems suck. I really do. I'm just saying we don't have to act like we don't have to do it. We can do it in a civilized way. But
I'm glad at the end of Rocky IV that Rocky finally retaliated. That's what I would like to say, because for the most of that fight with Drago, he wasn't retaliating a whole lot.
Oh,
I'm just saying.
Well, I mean, you know what I mean by retaliating, right?
These people don't deserve any mercy at all.
No, not when it comes to accountability, but how you execute it. How you execute the
What's his accountability going to be in front of a Biden judge that he hired?
Well,
none.
That's complete. That's what I'm saying. If that doesn't happen, well, then yeah. Who cares?
In fact, what they're probably going to set up is some little soapbox that he can get up on. Now they can knock down all the government motions. They can find Comey innocent, and now we've got a new martyred hero for the left. Except he's still alive. 6'6" James Comey is still walking around, living and breathing, while our people are shot in the neck in front of 8,000 people. I just don't think. I mean, listen, I've talked about how I don't think that we should combine our religions and have a holy war, but we absolutely have a cultural war on our hands, and we have to decide if we have the stomach to win it or not. I'm not entirely sure that we do. I guarantee you it's not with Pam Bondi at the helm. I don't think. I could be proved wrong. I'd like to be proved wrong.
No, I know what you mean.
But
just I don't know. Do you know what I'm saying, though?
Couple little scalps, couple little taps on the wrist. You're okay.
Well, no, I think the justice and the punishment
that's not what you want.
Strong.
I expect that's what they'll get.
Yeah, I expect that too, but I'll be just as pissed as you. But I don't think that dragging him out of his bed in the dark at 4 a.m,
like they did all the Jan 6 people. He specifically ordered with all the Jan 6 people.
I don't think that doing that. The very base human part of me is like, hell yeah.
That's called justice.
Well, it's
that's what that's called.
No, that's like That's what I'm saying. That's like retaliation.
And if
It's
I was a
whatever.
person hauled out of my bed in a pre-dawn raid for attending the January 6th rally, where there was 300, we now know as of this week, there was 300 undercover FBI agents.
Right.
Out of what? Out of how many went into the Capitol? I don't know. Did 1,000 go in? Maybe. I don't even know if 1,000 went in.
I don't think 1,000 even went in the building. I don't think.
300 of them were FBI agents. That was
Were
a
they?
Fedsurrection.
Yeah. Were they? Oh, I like that. Insurrection.
That's all it was.
But all I'm saying is this. They could haul James Comey out at 4 a.m. They could drag him across his lawn in his boxer shorts and film the whole thing.
Mhm.
The base human part of me is like, hell yeah, I'd watch that on a loop. But it doesn't change the likelihood of justice being carried out, of him being held accountable, him being punished justly. Now, in our
You think it
system,
changes the likelihood of the next James Comey thinking I can do whatever I want if he sees something happen to him that he was doing to other
well,
people?
that's an interesting point.
Because
But
that's the only justice we're going to get. We're not going to
Oh.
find any justice in the courts for these guys. I don't believe. Now,
So
maybe
you're saying you've got to you know,
a little shame on the
carry out
front end is all you're
carry out
ever going to
some
get. That's
carry
what
out
I'm
some
saying.
justice on the front end. Okay, well,
I'm not saying that we take a lynch mob and just haul him up in a tree in front of the next FBI director's house. It'll
I don't
happen in a
know.
book, I
Do
bet.
we need to talk about overpasses? Did you want to use this opportunity to promote your other? I
That was an
mean,
insurrection, guys.
I know it's yeah.
Great book. Go ahead, Carrie. I know you're probably you've got a better soul about all this, but I just
Well,
think
I
I
was gonna
think that
say,
better soul gets us all speaking Islamic in about 25 years. That's my concern.
I
My
was gonna
concern.
say there are too many moving parts. And what I want to be careful of always, I want to always be careful not to use the ends justifies the means kind
Mhm.
of thinking. I
I
think you
agree.
have to be careful. Do I want us to, be overrun by illegals and, be living under Sharia law? No. But I just think the way we do things matters. And even if the other side is not caring about it, I don't know. But I hear what you're saying. And part of me
They'll
that
never stop.
part of me that would cheer during reading your book, Insurrection, really would love to see that. James Comey
Mhm.
out on the lawn in the dark, helicopter with a spotlight down.
I think all you're ever gonna get is insurrection. You
I know.
might wanna reread it.
I think I better. You know what? That's what I'll do. I'll put on the audio of your insurrection while I watch the coverage of James Comey, and I'll just pretend that that's what's happening.
I tell you what, it really does. Well, I guess we can let Pam Bondi
Investigate you, and we will end the
continue to tell us the
weaponization.
same
No
thing.
longer will there be a two-tier system of
Okay.
justice.
Nope.
And we are working hand
Okay.
in hand, Director
Is this while
Patel
she's
and I,
frying up the
Todd
bacon?
Blanche, with our incredible intel community, Tulsi Gabbard, John
Like, I just want
Radcliffe,
some
going
coffee.
nonstop around the clock. People
What are you
will
talking
be
about?
held
Do you take
accountable.
cream with that?
They
It's
thought
8
they
in the
got away
morning,
with
Pam.
it because they thought they would defeat Donald Trump at the polls,
We were
and they
drinking till
didn't. He
2.
won by an
We'll
overwhelming
talk about the
majority.
election,
He
which
is
I
in
don't
office
get.
now. We have made it crystal clear the weaponization of this country has ended.
Okay.
Everything
She's
is
just
on the
repeating
table.
herself.
We are
I'm telling you, it's just a loop. You could
Yeah,
run a
she's
loop of Pam Bondi any interview in the last 6 months, and they're all the same.
says that's really interesting. Okay, so but let's be serious for a second.
Okay.
What's the explanation of that? Is she's just being told what she's allowed to go out there and say, don't you think? She's not a dummy.
I don't know anything about Pam Bondi. You know more than I do because she was she was the Florida Attorney General or something, right?
Yeah.
So theoretically, she was a real person at one point. I didn't pay much attention when she was, is
I
the
never
thing.
met her. I never had breakfast at her house, but
Yeah. She was the same. She was down in Florida like 10 years ago. You don't understand. We have to end the weaponization. This is no tier 2, tier 2. Oh, what?
as she scoops out your cheesy grits.
What?
I don't know. It's pretty weird.
Don't burn the eggs.
I just think she's being told what to say.
Do you?
Well, yeah. I mean, she has to be. Go out there, say Trump won the election. We're ending the weaponization. No one's above the law. We're crystal clear. I mean, it's all she's saying.
Listen, I hope that there is some kind of justice in the world for the
Yes.
left that did this and for the communists that
Yes.
did this all to Donald Trump and to all his supporters.
I
I'm
agree.
having a hard time being confident in it. I'm having a hard time expecting it,
Mhm.
but I would love it if it happens. And I say I trust Trump. I do trust Trump,
Mhm.
but
Yeah. But he's
listen,
yeah, but he's not the
he has to hold
all-powerful.
people accountable.
Right.
In addition,
Um,
and we have to. There was a lot of caterwauling on the right for 4 days while we thought we had Jimmy Kimmel's scalp, and then all of a sudden we found out that was honestly, it was exactly like, remember the old Peanuts comic strip with Charlie Brown and Lucy? It
of
was
course.
exactly like Lucy pulling the football away at the last.
Oh!
It's every
Every
time with the
time.
left. And the right's like, "Oh, we got him now." And I'm like, "No, you don't have them now. They just killed one of your best spokesmen. And all we've
Mhm.
got from a DOJ and an FBI run by our people is lies. So that's how much we're winning right now." I don't
Right.
know.
It sucks.
You know what bothers me more or
What?
as much
Mhm.
is that Trump has to do something to deal with these kitchen table issues. Meaning,
Okay.
he keeps saying gas is down to $2. I haven't seen gas in $2 in 3 years.
Nope.
So, I don't know where he's at,
Yeah, and
but it's
yeah, I
just
don't
not.
know. No. Ours just dipped here right after I filled up, of course. But it's just under 3. Just
Yeah,
dipped
that's
under
where
3.
we've been. We've been right around 3. Okay, I think oil's too high. Gas is
Mhm.
too high.
Yep.
We haven't dealt with that. Inflation, nothing has happened with inflation. Can we expect any action at all when it comes to now, he's the inflation has slowed, I understand that.
Mhm.
But with it now, is there just simply no winding back these price increases? If that's the case, somebody in the government ought to tell us that. They ought to be honest with us and say, "You know what? We injected so much money into
Mhm.
the system. There's no bringing these prices down ever. The best we can do is try to bring your wages up." I do think Trump thinks that, but
Mhm.
nobody tells us that.
Right.
He walked
Do
into
you
office talking about how prices were gonna go down. Eggs came down a little. That one was probably a temporary spike
Yeah.
at the time.
Yeah, because of what, all the chickens that Biden killed or something?
Yeah, all the bird flu chickens that Biden killed
They
and
just
the
ordered.
auto pen ordered.
Right. Yeah. So, do you grocery shop? Have you seen grocery prices
No, I haven't
in
seen
any?
yes, I do grocery shop some. No, I haven't seen them come down at all. I don't do most of the shopping,
Okay.
but I would say
Um,
they're where they've been.
well, I was gonna say it's there to in my opinion, pretty high right now. It's like, oof.
Yeah.
I saw bread come down it's like basic stuff that I buy. Our milk came down, our bread came down, but everything else seems to be really high. And I was just the meat is insanely high.
Yeah,
I mean, I buy good
beef is crazy.
beef. Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
beef
I
is
buy
crazy.
good beef. I buy ground chuck. That's what I like
Okay.
for burgers and everything. And man, it's like over $7 a pound right now.
Yeah.
7.49 or something full price. Like, oh my gosh. They'll mark it on sale, but then they'll say you're saving this, but the regular price is even higher. And you're like, I know you're
It's
trying to
all
make me
crazy.
feel better, but wow, it's pretty bad. Okay, so economy wise, what about the tariffs and the market and
I
stuff?
mean,
Because like the
the
market's
stock
doing
market's
well.
well, right?
Yes. So I'm
But
wondering
that
if
doesn't help Wall Street doesn't help Main Street generally.
yeah,
I think we've
it's
what, 30 years? How much I'm not saying it doesn't at all. I understand that a lot of people out there have money in 401ks and they have money in funds and
mhm.
that helps some. But in my opinion, it doesn't I mean, it doesn't do what needs to be done.
Right. It's actually like kind of like consumer prices that need to be impacted for regular people to feel it.
Yeah, it's Main
Right.
Street. It's bringing back manufacturing. Do I
It's
think now listen,
groceries and
that's all
gas.
long
Mhm.
game stuff with Trump, and I do think that
Yep.
he's good on that.
Mhm.
He's got to do some things to address housing. I am
Yes.
convinced, quite honestly, that
Yep.
we're in right now probably a recession of sorts that hasn't been, you know how they always lag on calling them out.
What, you think we're heading for one?
I think we're in one.
Oh, really?
Yes, I don't
But
think
I
I
mean,
mean,
like definition wise, because I think definition wise we're not.
they always mess with definitions. So
Okay.
what matters? What matters is how people are feeling, how
Mhm.
much money they have in their pocket,
Mhm.
how much they're their cost of living expenses, how much that cost is. You
Mhm.
know what I mean? And
Yeah.
housing's huge when it comes to that. Rents, everything in 4 years just through the roof.
Yeah.
I don't
Oh,
know if
yeah,
they
it's
can.
wild.
The problem is unwinding that. I don't know how you unwind that short of a housing crash.
I know.
I really don't. I mean, I just don't know. I've heard some talk about housing. I've heard some talk about rents, and I've seen zero action on anything.
Yeah.
The how many times have we talked about how worthless the entire United States Congress is? I mean,
Not enough.
I will say this for Trump, anything he's doing on his own.
Words do not suffice.
He's getting zero help from a
Yeah.
Republican Congress.
Right.
And if this keeps up, if prices are like they are, if we've got this, I don't know what you'd want to call it, some kind of stagflation going on. But if this keeps up into the midterms and the Republicans lose the House, Trump's next. Trump's going to spend the last 2 years of this term fighting impeachment, fighting everything else. Everything will stop.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, the midterms are gonna be really, important. When is that exactly?
it's 2026 is the election, so a little over a year.
Okay.
But that's not that long to turn an economy around. That's not that long to deal with. I will
And
say,
is that the midterms? Am I calling it the right thing?
yeah, that's the midterms.
Okay,
That's
thank
when
you.
we'll
I wanna
reelect
make
the
sure that
Congress, and
I was okay.
I
So
do have a good clip of Tom Homan. This is good. What's going on? I mean, this will help eventually, but the problem is it's all such long-term stuff that I don't think any of this stuff is going to see fruition before the midterms. So I
okay,
think that's a problem.
that is a
Trump.
problem.
Here's
We're at over 400,000 deportations, and between CBP and ICE, and that's just since the president took office. The first 4 months of the fiscal year, we can't count them because Joe Biden wasn't doing anything. But here's what people need to understand: two things. Number one, over 1.5 million illegal aliens, close to 1.6 illegal aliens already left the country on their own. Why? Because they see what ICE is doing out there every day. One of the reasons we have the most secure border in the history of this nation is because the great work of the men and women of the Border Patrol, the great work of President Trump and his leadership, but also because ICE is out there, over 1,000 teams all across the country arresting people. So a lot of people have left, a lot of people aren't coming, which helps to secure that border. And that was a part of the strategy from the beginning. We said if we show consequences, we show them we're actually out there looking for them, many will leave. So we knew with a large population leaving, over 1.5 million have. But what's to come? ICE is getting 10,000 more agents. Right now, they got 5,000 deportation officers. We're tripling the size of the workforce. We're adding more detention beds. We're adding more flights and more transportation. So the numbers are going to explode here.
All right.
I hope he's right. I hope the numbers explode, because letting 25 million in 4 years and getting maybe 2 million out in a year,
Mhm. Yeah.
that math don't math, Jasmine.
Oh my gosh.
That is good though. That is good. Good. Some long-term trends. Problem is, I don't know how good those if you swap out, if you get a Trump and then you get an Obama or you get a Biden or you get
Yeah.
whatever, and if they let in 25 million
Yeah.
and we somehow claw back out 6 million, we're still we're
Yeah,
still
we're
in a
still
world of hurt.
effed.
We're still
Um,
losing this war.
well, how many did he say had left on their own? Did you say over
1.6 million.
million? Okay.
So
I wanted to
400,000 they've gotten out with deportations.
so we have close to 2 million is what you're saying.
I think that's what his point was, yeah.
Estimate.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Way
something.
better than nothing. Way better than adding 4 more.
Yeah, definitely. Plus, you and I talked about this a long time ago. The bleeding has stopped. Like we've stopped them from pouring in, so that's beneficial. I don't know.
Perhaps we're closing in on stabilizing the patient at least,
Mm-hmm. Right.
which you do have to start there. I'm not saying
You
I
do.
get that. You have to start there.
Mhm.
But man, I just think there's just a lot of distractions. There's a lot of stuff that just isn't.
Now,
I don't.
how do you feel about the state of the voters around the country? You talk about midterms and things like that. Um, don't you think people are starting to see, and I say starting, continuing to see these two sides, like the farther apart they get? Don't you think they're starting to see that?
Meaning to the point that you're getting more people switching over to the conservative side, you think?
Yes.
It seems like that. I hope
Mhm.
that's true.
Mhm.
I hope that that isn't a red mirage again, the red wave that was a
Right.
mirage.
A red mirage.
Um,
My mom was saying that somebody was talking about the gubernatorial race in New Jersey.
mhm.
Apparently, they've had a Democrat governor forever.
Yeah.
And, I mean, is that right?
Yes.
Okay.
100%. Yeah. I can't
Okay.
remember the guy's name right now. Phil something. I
Okay.
can picture him too, but I can't remember his last name.
But the conservative running against him is doing so well that they think that New Jersey might be shifting.
And that'd be huge if it gets now New Jersey has the same thing that a lot of these places have where the city of New Jersey is
Yeah.
it's like the city of Detroit. It weighs
Yeah,
heavily.
they have pockets of whatever, but
Yeah.
I mean, New
But a lot of
Jersey?
New Jersey's rural. And a lot of New Jersey is more rural and more conservative.
Mhm.
And so
Right.
it's a question of can they engage those
Yeah.
voters?
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
So hopefully they
Interesting.
can. But it's I mean,
I know, it's
listen,
crazy.
I just hope that Trump's got more up his sleeve and that we actually see something.
Yep.
He'll stand behind Pam Bondi. That's shocking. He did come out
Mm.
and go after Israel, saying that Israel needs to stop, that Israel doesn't need Gaza. He's been kind of on, but then at the
Oh.
same time, he came out on frickin' Ukraine and said that now he's shifted his thinking on Ukraine. Now Ukraine can win the
Oh,
war.
no. What?
Russia's in trouble.
What's happening?
So I don't know. I don't
Here's
know
the thing.
what's what.
We need to refresh. We need to do a little Trump reset here. We always go back to, we trust Trump,
Mhm.
and he's a smarter guy than people think he is.
And he's gotten deals 100%.
Oh, yeah. So, whatever, when he comes out and expresses some dumbassery, I really think it's just to hide something that's in the works.
I hope you're right. I hope he's playing 4D chess.
Mhm.
And
I hope so.
I'm not off the Trump train. I love Trump.
Yep.
But I do wonder about some of the things that are going on and that are not being addressed as much as I'd like to say. But maybe the
Mhm.
answer is that all of us just don't realize just how bad of shape the country was in.
Right. I
You
think
know what I
that's
mean?
true. I think
Like
that's very true.
if we understood just how farly advanced the cancer is in the patient, we might
Yeah.
be like, well, yeah, he's doing okay. He
He's doing
doesn't seem
okay.
real
We're
lively.
still alive.
I don't know. You know
No,
what I
it's
mean?
pretty
That's
crazy to
kind of
think,
what I'm
but
getting. The Epstein stuff. There was a senior DOJ Epstein investigator
okay.
that came out. He talked. You know how James O'Keefe and the OMG media, they're the ones who do those undercover videos. So they'll go
Oh,
in with
yeah.
like Planned
The Planned
Parenthood and they
Parenthood
talk
people?
about
Okay.
like selling baby toes and how many baby toes do you need? And
So
not
awful.
billions, you know what I mean? Those
Oh
kinds of
my
things. So
gosh.
this is the
Ugh.
guy. He does
Okay.
those undercover stuff and he gets
Okay.
people all the time. Well, this guy is a senior DOJ Epstein investigator, and he
Oh,
reveals that Epstein was CIA. Now, this is what he's saying in this. I'm not going to play it because it's kind of hard to hear. You know those
okay.
undercover videos, if you're paying attention, but I'm not sure that over the podcast audio that people pick it up.
Sure. Oh my gosh,
He
this is crazy. Do
confirms.
you have this posted on your X, by the way?
I think I did. I think I reposted it. If
Okay.
I didn't, I will right this second.
Okay.
Um, so
Well, I'm just saying if people want to go and like
yeah,
see it
they can go it on X. I just
because it probably
reposted.
has captions and stuff like that.
It does, and it does a good job. He
Okay.
says Epstein was CIA. He confirms rapes occurred while Bill Clinton was on the plane.
Jeez.
Says of President Trump, he's protecting a lot of other people. He's not protecting himself because there's nothing there. I believe that. I've
Mhm.
never ever thought that
I
Trump had
believe that
anything to do
too.
with
He's
that.
not a creep like
If
that.
he did in the last 4 years when Biden had all the Biden DOJ had all the Epstein or the Obama DO, we got to start calling the Obama auto pen because that's what Biden was.
There you go.
Um, but it says this guy says I've interviewed all the victims. There's never been an instance where Trump was on a plane with these kids and the rapes occurred. But
Mhm.
that can't be said for Clinton, and it can't be said for others. They, the DOJ, didn't want to go after him, meaning Epstein, because
Mhm.
he's an asset for the United States and Israel. It's not talked about yet, but it's soon to come out that he was a CIA informant. I don't know.
Wow.
If that's true, then we should see something fairly soon that should pop out.
In, like,
That
50 or 60 years?
Yeah, right.
Some sexy congresswoman will be like, "Guess what?
You'll never imagine.
We have a video."
So that's potential.
Okay.
Here's our old friend
Donald
Tish.
Trump said that he wanted, he said that I
Oh, you
was,
want
he
to talk
called,
about him? Who are
I
we?
just wanna ask you about him being a CIA informant. What do you think he was informing him on? Like,
He was
informing the
running
CIA?
live honey traps, I think.
But to what end? Like,
Well, he
nothing
had
was
the
done?
videos. He had that nothing was done as far as you know, but all of those tapes, I'm quite sure any tapes, any incriminating evidence that he had on any people of power,
Mhm.
they were gone long before the FBI ever raided his island
Okay.
or his ranch or anything else.
Okay, gotcha.
Those tapes still exist.
Mm.
The people who have them, who want to use them for leverage, are using them,
Mm.
and perhaps we see it in our Congress's approach to
Okay. Think
some
so?
places like Israel or who knows what. They certainly get a lot of money
I
from
know.
the United States.
The side gigs.
So this is
Okay.
Tish talking to Joy Reid.
Tish, Tish, Tish.
She's a little more buttoned down in this one.
Okay.
She only
She get
gets wound up when she's in front of, her kind to rile them
Oh,
up, and she's at an election rally or who knows.
all
gotcha.
kind of names, and he basically directed the Department of Justice to investigate my affairs, and they're using mortgage fraud as the vehicle upon
That's the same thing she used with Trump. I'd just like to point that out.
which they're investigating myself, Adam Schiff, Miss Cook, Lisa Cook, and countless others. And it is, most of it, as you know, is frivolous. It's baseless because in order
Most of
to
it?
prove mortgage fraud, one has to prove intent. And that's a very high standard, a very high bar to meet.
So what she's saying is it's okay to commit mortgage fraud if you're on the left. Don't worry. We've got the laws as such. It's really, really hard to catch you. It's really hard to
Q
get them to do anything.
Q AI Pam Bondi.
Don't worry. We've got them. We're going after them. This is just the beginning of the beginning. Okay. All righty then.
Oh, boy. Is that true? I guess mortgage fraud, you have to and I'm sorry, it seems pretty intentional if your dad claims to be your husband or whatever, right?
Very high bar.
Okay.
Don't you have to prove intent with most things? I mean, I guess you wouldn't like with manslaughter or like third degree or whatever. Then,
Well, and I was gonna
then
say, I
you
think
pull the intent out.
that's what drops the charge to manslaughter or whatever is the lack of intent. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's like
If you didn't mean to break the law,
I didn't mean to be going 95 miles per hour in a school zone.
you have to prove intent. Tell that to the officer next time you get pulled over. Say, that's a very high bar, officer.
Are you familiar with Letitia James? Yikes.
So that's all going on.
Okay.
We said that who is this guy? Yeah, nothing. Doesn't matter. Jasmine, who the hell knows that she's
Yeah,
talking?
what's going on with Jasmine? I saw
I'm trying to
Oh.
exercise a Jasmine Crockett ban on Todd's world, but I keep
Oh.
having trouble.
You
Saw
can wave all
fabulous
the flags you want to, but I am telling you right now that the most unpatriotic people that we have in this country are MAGA and this president. We are the real patriots, and it is time for us to take our flag back and show people what America is about. You can't say that you love the Constitution while decimating it with every single stroke of a pen for an executive order.
What about an auto pen? What about every single stroke
I'd
of an
love to
auto
hear
pen?
yeah, I'd love to hear her thoughts on that.
While
Well said.
decimating it while you are disrespecting our troops that have signed up to protect our freedoms, not just here, but abroad. And then you're taking people's freedoms away using those exact same troops.
What in the hell is she even talking about? Using those exact same troops. What?
I don't know. I'm
What
sorry. I
is
was
she was just talking about
looking for the quote. I can't find it,
using
but it
the
had to do with
art.
criminals. It had to do with people who
I
commit
thought it was she
crimes
was
aren't
talking.
criminals
Hold
or
on.
something. It was
I
so
thought she was
funny.
talking about the people who sign up.
Decimating it while you are disrespecting the Constitution, while decimating it with every single stroke of a pen
The
for
auto
an
pen, right?
executive order, while decimating it while you are disrespecting our troops that have signed up to protect our freedoms.
Okay, she's talking about the troops that signed up to protect our freedoms.
Okay.
So that much I know. Now let's
Okay.
see what let's
Oh,
see what more.
troops.
Let's
Okay.
see how she brings it all together. Bring it
All
on,
right.
Jasmine.
Not just here, but abroad. And
Abroad.
then you're taking people's freedoms away using those exact same troops.
Oh, troops, not troop.
Troops.
That's
Okay.
what it is. You got to enunciate, Jasmine. We
So
can't tell the difference between troops and troops. The troops knocking at the door at 6
our
a.m.
troops are fighting for truth. Hey, I don't know. I don't know what she's saying. What is she saying here at the end? What's the whole point of
no
this?
idea what she's even talking about.
Can we hear
I
the
think-
end?
Yeah, that was the end.
Oh, never mind.
All the sense that you get out of Jasmine was right there in that clip. I don't know what she's talking about.
She makes me feel like I've been drinking this morning. That's kind of like
She should make you feel like a Rhodes Scholar. I
just
feel
mean
like
like
I'm the smartest person God
I'm-
ever even made.
I'm not following, and it just makes me feel like Anyway, oh my
That's
gosh.
what they've got. That's what they're all they are is hysterical.
Yep.
And yet they're
The
killing our
whole-
best and brightest, and that still bugs me.
No.
It still
Yeah,
bugs me
it really
that they're
does.
shooting at us. That bothers me.
Well, they preach gun control.
Right.
Yeah.
This is did you hear that Kamala has a book out? Or I
Oh,
don't know if
yes.
it's out yet, maybe.
This week I believe it was released this
Is that
week.
what it was?
I am just
What's it called again? 100 and
I don't know.
107 days or it's something to do
Oh
with
my
her
gosh.
like
Is that
her campaign, I think.
I was gonna say I was gonna make a really bit inappropriate joke.
I think it's something like that.
I'm like, is that the number of days that she was on her knees?
Shimmying
earning
up
her-
the political pole on your knees or something.
107 days.
See that? That's how she is. So she
It details her presidential campaign after Joe Biden's withdrawal. Oh, it's the recent one.
Yeah, it's
I'll tell
the
you what, I really don't want to give that woman a dime, but I would kind of like to read it. I bet it's
he
hysterical.
throws Biden under the bus.
Do you think
know
they'll
what?
make it into a movie? We could do a great drinking game watching this
Everybody
movie.
will fall asleep in the
107 days.
first 10 minutes. She's like, I don't know, Ossifer. There's truce at the front door.
Wow. Oh no, she reads the audio edition.
How could it get any better? There must be some clips that'll come out of that, right?
Help.
I think it hasn't been released yet. I think it's like October 1 or something, but there's some of clips and she's starting to do some press for it maybe. But I feel like it
It was
hasn't.
released on the 23rd,
Oh, it was. Okay. It did
Yep.
release.
a
Okay.
few days ago. Wow.
You know what she said in there?
Hmm.
You remember Mayor Pete?
Yeah.
Chest feeding
Pete,
his
boot edge. Yes.
bought and paid for custom designed children.
Did you ever see the sign people made to like explain how to pronounce his name?
No.
Yeah, it said boot edge.
Boot edge.
Yeah, boot edge. That's what the sign said. So boot edge.
Well,
yeah, go ahead.
what
Pete.
Kamala said is that she couldn't pick. She really wanted to pick Mayor Pete for her
Okay.
vice president
Okay.
because he's
Really?
so profound. He did such an amazing job
Oh my
at the transportation
gosh.
department.
Really?
But she didn't think that America was ready for a black woman and a gay dude on the presidential ticket. That's what she said. So she picked Tim Balls. the most the most homosexual of the straight men that she could find.
Yeah, instead she picked a closeted gay man.
He makes Mayor Pete seem masculine,
He
even
does.
when he's wearing his chest feeding apparatus. That's the amazing thing.
Pete is like a lumberjack compared to Jim Walls.
Well,
Wait, what?
Maria
I'm sorry,
Bartiromo.
I'm sorry. I'm just
Go ahead.
laughing because Kamala, that just sums up how like the kind of
That's her.
deranged liberals view America. It's like it doesn't have anything to do with that.
No, right.
We don't care.
That's what
And you
they
shouldn't either.
it's all identity
It
politics to
is.
them. That's
It's
all
just
they have.
that's why I laugh in my hands in my face because I just can't believe that people deliver that, they offer that as a legitimate reason for something.
Mhm.
I'm like, wow, their brains are like this deep. Okay, go ahead.
This
Wow.
well, Maria Bartiromo
Oh,
asked Scott
love her.
Bessent about this claim because Scott Bessent is our Treasury Secretary under Trump, but he's also our first, I think. Well, no, he's not our first. We had Mayor Pete. So anyway, he's gay, is the point.
Okay.
And so
I always forget that he is.
right, because
'Cause he's
it's not he
so
doesn't have the
manly.
T-shirt. He doesn't wear the chest feeding apparatus to the press conferences. Mayor Pete always liked to remind us. So this is Scott Bessent with
Okay.
Bartiromo. Hold on.
Okay.
Whoops.
She wouldn't take on Pete Buttigieg because he was gay, because she said it was a risk to have a running mate who was a gay man. Your reaction?
Three things, Maria. First, it shows her emphasis on identity politics,
100%.
and the American people have moved on. Two, it shows
I hope
how
so.
low regard she holds the American people.
100%.
True.
She was just a terrible candidate. And three, you wouldn't pick Pete Buttigieg because he might have been the worst transportation secretary in history. Like if I thought I was left a mess at Treasury, I can tell you, my friend Sean Duffy, our great transportation secretary, Pete Buttigieg left him a mess. The FAA is a disaster. The Amtrak, anything to do with transportation was woefully neglected over the past 4 years. So, she judges him on his identity, his sexuality. Let's look and see whether he did a good job. Let's look on merit. And I can tell you, on merit, he was a failure. And on merit, she's a failure.
I love that Scott Bessent
Bessent.
he doesn't pull any punches.
He doesn't. He just states the facts and
He's the one who got in a fight with Elon and told him he was, and then there was somebody else. It wasn't just Elon. There was another secretary. I can't remember which one that he was like, let's go outside. I'll beat your ass. Like
oh my gosh,
he's
what?
gay, but he's like he's kind of tough.
Did he try to fight Elon or the other way
Yeah,
around?
him and Elon were getting into it.
But who suggested they go out and like settle this like men outside?
I think it was Bessent,
Are you serious?
but I can't remember. I feel like it wasn't
Kinda
Elon. It
crazy.
was somebody else that he was having that
okay.
conversation with about.
Oh my
But there was something
gosh.
with him and Elon too in the Oval Office where there
That's
was
so
like
crazy.
practically like a wrestling match.
Oh my
It's so
gosh.
great.
And you know what? They're both such brilliant men, but I think they're brilliant about different things. So I can imagine them clashing.
I
Possibly.
can too. I just think it's great. I kind
That
of
is-
love it.
I am kind of scared of that. But Elon is such a wild card, man. I don't know what to do about that.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
This is Joe Rogan. This is just a little this is a little 40-second clip.
Okay.
And it's talking about the left who claims that they want to go to war with the right.
Oh.
'Cause, you hear that out
The
there.
problem is everybody, because they're online all the time, genuinely believes that there's this crazy culture war that we have to stand up and fight against. I was telling you about that guy that was saying that you have to be like Neo from the Matrix now. You're calling him like, will you fucking settle down?
Yeah, slow down, dude.
Settle down.
Just get your matcha and chill out.
Also, it's like the last thing the left wants is an actual fight with the right. They are so much more armed.
I was just going to say, who do you think has all the guns?
Who do you think is former military?
Yeah, who's
Who
got
do you
all the
think is
guns?
law enforcement? You think there's a lot of lefty law enforcement people out there? Are you fucking crazy?
Yeah.
See, we haven't yet gotten far enough in my story Insurrection
Mhm.
where we're
Oh,
going to
yeah.
embody all of this. Where are all the arms? Where are all the people
Right.
who would rise up? What would that look like?
Mhm.
We were just getting into it. So,
Yep.
I will go back to that someday, guys. I'm gonna. By the way, check out
Yeah.
Beers with Jesus. That's our next show. We drop news on Tuesdays and we drop Beers with Jesus on Wednesdays.
Mhm.
Beers with Jesus, we keep it to the Bible. We kind of explore Bible stories and we enjoy it. It's not your typical like boring shit like a lot of Bible stuff.
Yeah.
But there's no workbooks.
There are no workbooks. There's really no preaching.
No homework.
No, there's no homework. We just we talk about the story and we talk about how it's relevant to us. It's great.
Yeah. So
And
check that
Tad
out.
doesn't like to say how brilliant he is. He just likes to demonstrate it, but I learn something every time.
Oh, Hall of Fame level for sure.
Hall of Fame level. Todd's
Carrie's a
World
Hall of Fame co-host. We do it.
Oh my gosh.
To go
you're
from
so
news
sweet.
to religion like we do, not many people can pull that off. Most people, as
I
we
will
see,
say
they
that's
mix it
true.
all up.
Like we used to. We wised up.
We realize this doesn't work that well.
No, we had audience members who were very confused.
So check that out. Check us out on the socials, Todd's World, toddsworld.net. My books are on Amazon. I think I'm going to put my books also on toddsworld.net because it'll be easier to find them. And it'll probably what it'll do is link over to Amazon. So more technical issues I have to deal
Oh
with.
my God. I was going to ask you, I was going to say, did we have any new comments? I meant to go look on, did you put clips out on TikTok
I
or
put
anything? 'Cause
some. I didn't
wanted
get,
to see-
TikTok was the worst this week. It's given me
Oh, was it?
it clamped down so hard. There was nothing that I could say about anything that was
Darn
going to
it.
get through TikTok.
Yeah.
And then, the other ones we get views. So people click on and they'll view it. They might like it and they might go watch a show, but I don't get as many comments.
Okay, gotcha.
I guess
just
once
wondered-
we've said it, Carrie,
Yeah.
we're like Rush. There's nothing left to be said.
I guess. I just went. Not like I love you guys. Everyone out there listening, please give us an I love you guys. No, I just wondered
5
if
stars on
after I
Apple.
ran
That would
into
help,
that
guys.
guy, met that guy whose brother-in-law
Oh,
told
yeah.
him about Beers with Jesus. I was
Colton
curious.
or somebody.
Colton, yes.
Yeah.
I was curious if anyone.
Colton, where the hell are you, Colton?
Colton, you better be. Actually, I don't know if he's listening to this. He was listening to Beers with
Okay.
Jesus.
We'll get him back.
Okay, we'll do a shout out at the tomorrow.
Before we end this, did you? This is more local to me and to you for how you grew up.
I have some local news after this. Go ahead.
Do you?
I do.
Do you remember we did talk about this? We you went to and graduated from our alumni from Rockford Public Schools, right?
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
In Michigan. Well, in Rockford, Michigan, the school district was secretly behind the parents' back transitioning a child. Do you hear about that? I feel
Holy
like we
crap.
talked about
I
this
did
a
not
while
hear
back.
about this. If we did, it was a while ago. What age?
Hold on. I got to find that. I can't. Their 12-year-old daughter
Holy
to
crap.
a male. So their name, let me give you their name. Dan and Jennifer Mead are the parents.
Okay.
And so they found this out by let me see if I can find the guts of the story here. This isn't a clip. It's the plaintiffs plausibly allege that the district infringed upon the first set of rights when it failed to inform them of their child's requested gender transition and when it deceived them so they wouldn't find out besides their child telling them.
Whew, so over the line.
So they were basically calling, so it was a daughter, right? They wanted to be a dude, they were claiming.
A dude.
And so they
okay.
were calling this daughter by dude pronouns and I think maybe by a dude name.
Sure, I'm sure.
And they were doing this behind the parents. The only way the parents found out is I think something happened, like, I don't know if it was homework, but it was some kind of communication came back from the school and they look at it and they're like, what in the world is going on?
Yeah.
And Rockford Public School superintendent, who's a demon, by the way.
Damn, that's unfortunate.
They said, yeah, that's perfectly fine. In fact, we're going to fight the lawsuit. In fact, we think we should do this.
Oh my gosh. Oh, wow.
Now,
so where does it stand now?
What happened is that a judge just gave the go ahead to the parents suing Rockford schools that their lawsuit can go ahead against the Rockford school district. Thank God. And I hope that they do not settle. I hope they take this thing all the way to trial. I want to find out who the superintendent is because he deserves to be called out for the demon that he is.
Yeah.
Can't remember his name. Oh, well, unfortunately.
That is crazy.
So Rockford, if you had any decency, the Rockford School Board,
Mhm.
you would fire your superintendent immediately. You would fire everybody
Yeah.
involved in this immediately, replace them.
Yep.
And you know what? They're not your kids, Rockford.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. That blows my mind. I hope they do.
Mhm.
I mean, that would
Anyway,
wow.
I
That's
wanted you to hear that.
insane.
We gotta keep a sharp eye on that
Yeah, that's
story as
crazy.
it winds through. Thank
As it
God
winds
for these
yeah.
parents, the Meads that are
I know.
actually forcing some accountability.
Yeah.
Because
I and
our school boards are so worthless. They won't even hold our we had this big auto impact thing
Mhm.
in in Ottawa County where I live. And all of a
Okay.
sudden we get all these new school board members. And do you know that they don't do all that much to hold people accountable? All of a
Okay.
sudden, they all start to spout the same line.
Oh no.
God, we got to have another bond. We need another $80 million. Holy shit. Who'd have
Oh
known?
my gosh. I know.
Anyway,
Terrible. Well, I know that the support for those parents will be huge.
yes, and it should be.
Yeah, it should
And
be. It should be
I wanted to make sure
overwhelming.
that I mentioned that because
Yeah.
it's a it was just a big kind
Right.
of a big
Hopefully
deal
people
here in
can
Michigan, and hopefully it's a federal
Mhm.
lawsuit.
Is it?
So this was a federal judge who issued this ruling. So
Wow.
hopefully it will widen out.
Well, what was the ruling like that they could
That
press
the case could
charges or
that they
something?
basically had standing
Okay.
and that the case had enough merit to move forward.
Okay.
So Rockford, the public schools were trying to say, "Hey, there's no merit here. We can do whatever we want. They're our kids after all." And then the judge said,
Yeah.
"No, no, they're not your kids, Rockford." Oh,
So nuts. Wow. Okay, so this is just some local news here, some
yeah.
Florida news. The day before well, let's see. We'll say last week because by the time you hear
I
this,
thought Florida was nothing but good news.
this is interesting news.
Okay.
On September 25th, following a first district court of appeal ruling that struck down the state's open carry ban as unconstitutional, open carry officially has started again in Florida.
Oh, so they passed an open carry ban.
Yep,
Florida did?
apparently.
That's interesting.
And anyway, yep, no
That's
appeal has
good
been
that they
filed. Open carry is now is now
well, thank
there
God.
people are already, like, being crazy, though. I will say this. There's a picture of this guy wearing it looks like an AK, but it's not. It's like it apparently qualifies as a pistol, Patrick said. I don't know what
Okay.
kind of gun it is, but it looks insane.
Right.
It looks like a military weapon, and the guy's, like, walking into a store with this strapped on his chest, and I'm just like, "Yeah, that's not good." I don't think that's gonna make people feel comfortable, but,
Speaking
um
of, I wanna ask you a question.
Sure.
School shootings.
Yeah.
You were, in education for a long time, taught in a
Yep.
lot of schools, right?
Mhm.
How would
I
you
left. The last school where I worked full time, I left because I felt like the security was lacking.
okay, well, then you're a good person to ask this question. How do you think that we should solve the problem of school shootings in America? Do you have any
Um,
opinions or
I think that there should be security gates at schools.
okay.
I think there should be security gates, and, I'm fine with metal detectors. I'm fine with armed security
Mhm.
at
Like
schools.
cops or whatever?
Totally. Cops, yeah, I mean, we have,
School
cops
cops?
at the high school, school cops. Yeah, I'm I mean, I think that's the best thing. I don't like, yeah, I really think there should be security gates, like, entering anywhere on campus and entering any sporting event, like any of their fields or baseball fields, football fields.
What do you mean by security gates?
Like a gate with a person saying, "Why are you here?"
Mm,
You know? Um, and sign in and whatever.
yeah.
I mean, you have to sign so to go into the high school here where my kids went,
Mhm.
you have to you have to go in there's a bulletproof, like, glass case
'Kay.
with a
Welcome to
person in it.
Jacksonville.
I mean, I'm just saying it's it's a big school and I would say it's, you know,
Diverse.
yes, it's diverse and they just felt like it is. I'm just saying like there's just it's huge and there are so many entrance points, but yeah, you have to sign in, you have to show your ID. Um,
Okay.
so
Our school isn't quite that bad. You do have to, you can only go in after school starts. You can only go in
Okay.
through the office.
Yep.
And then you do have to talk to somebody if you want to get somewhere or get wherever.
Yeah.
But they're not behind bulletproof glass or anything like
Yeah, I
that.
mean,
And they never
I
asked for my ID. Maybe they know who I am. I don't know.
well, I was gonna say, if they know who you are, that's one thing. But you
And
also
it's
have to
not a
walk
big
through a
school
metal detector.
district. We're rural.
It's
We're
okay.
white. I don't even think we have metal detectors, but I'm not positive. If so, I don't know.
I
If
wonder if
if
they do
so,
searches. Do they have, like, wands? Because a lot of times until
I've
bigger
never
schools
seen.
install, they have wands, and they'll check kids on a random day or
I've
something.
never even seen or heard of it. Now, that
Okay.
doesn't mean it doesn't happen. It only
Okay.
means that I haven't personally witnessed it or seen it or heard my kids
Mhm.
talk about it.
Yep.
So I don't know. But what I've always said, and this is
Mhm.
what I think, I feel like I've said it on this show. Tell me what you think. We must have
Okay.
talked about it. Is you fix school shootings. I think the most efficient way in the world to fix school shootings is to arm teachers. And you don't have to make
Mm.
them do it. All you
Right.
have to do is incentivize them to do it.
Sure.
So you
Or
pay
say
them.
who's already comfortable with this? Step forward. Okay,
Here's the
good.
deal. We're going to
Yep.
pay you to get
Yep.
trained.
Yep.
We'll pay for your weapon
Mhm.
and we'll pay for your maintenance. You got to go to the range every so
Sure.
often. And, like a coach gets whatever. Say
Yep.
it's an extra 10 grand a year. I don't know how much it would have to
Sure.
be. Whatever is a normal thing that would
How
take a
much is a
teacher.
dead student worth, Todd?
Right. That's my point. And to me,
I'm using
see,
Todd's language. Don't think
I
I'm
think you
horrible.
could get rid of all the other stuff if
Yeah.
you just did that. Because even if you only had 25 or 30% of teachers, and listen, I understand I don't want to carry a gun around. I don't even want to carry my phone around. Like I can appreciate that. But if
Yeah.
you could set it up to where it wouldn't, that extra 8 grand a year and having a firearm and knowing that they are helping protect their kids, there
Mhm.
might be a fair amount of teachers that would sign up for that.
Mhm. I think
And
so. Sure.
to me, you don't need metal detectors. You don't need anything. If you've got 30% of the teachers in a place armed, they aren't going there. They don't know who's armed or who's not or who's,
True.
you know what I
That's
mean?
true. Yeah, that's true. I think I think like in a high school situation, I think the concern is, and this is what people against it would argue, is that you could have a group of kids overpower a teacher and get their hands on it, then you got like a really dangerous situation.
Okay.
But um but
Same
I don't
thing could be
know.
said of the school cop, I guess.
That's true. Yeah, you're absolutely right. So, yeah,
And
you're right.
usually you would hope, and I understand this isn't across the board, but a lot of times teachers have more rapport with the kids than, you know, the guy who's just standing outside the mall cop
Yeah,
because they're
that's
teaching
very
them,
true.
they're
Yeah.
interacting with them. And
Yeah.
I listen, I don't know. I don't know what the answer is. I don't know why we have school shootings and other countries don't.
Yeah.
But to me, you gotta try something. I mean, you can
Mhm.
do the other option is turn schools into a fortress. That's
Yeah.
that's and and
I
and
know
yeah,
that
it's worth it.
I know that doesn't feel good. It's not like Little House on the Prairie where you got a cute little one-room schoolhouse that looks like a church in a beautiful field.
Yeah.
Um, it's not like that, but whatever. I mean,
Well, we
it's
already see them
fine.
migrating to churches. I think church shootings will be next. And then the next question is, well, what do you do as a church? Do you turn your church into a fortress or do you just encourage conceal and carry with some of your members?
Yeah,
You know what I
arm the
mean?
ushers. Sure.
I don't know. But this is part of that culture war thing that we're going to have to deal with. And then war here is the operable, like that's the right term because
Right.
we've got to protect our kids. There's people who wish them harm. There's people who
Yeah.
wish us harm
Mhm.
and they wish Americans harm. And we have to decide how we're going to deal with it. So
Yeah.
I think
It's
that's
tough.
kind of I knew you'd have a good take on it, and my take is I
Mhm.
feel like it's the easiest, least expensive, least intrusive thing to try.
That's a good way
Now,
of putting
if
it.
there's a rash of students overpowering teachers and violence and everything else, then well, that
Yeah.
didn't work. You know
Right.
what I mean? And I'm
Right.
I'm not
I
saying
think
it'll absolutely work. I just feel like it maybe would have enough cred to be tried.
right. I think you and I both can agree though that the solutions are not to create more gun-free zones and the solutions are not to
Oh,
have
100%.
stricter, gun restrictions. I don't think
No.
that those things make
All that
any
does is
difference.
invite more violence from those who don't care at all about the gun-free
Ex
laws.
exactly, right. So, at least empower the law-abiding citizens who are there who actually care
It
about the
is sad
students.
that our politics, and it's not just
Mhm.
I guess what do you want to call it? Is it
I don't
our
know.
politics? Is it our social fabric is frayed to the point that
Yeah.
that that's just another symptom? That our politics becomes just another symptom of that social fabric. See, that's the thing. When
Yeah.
I say we got to win the culture war, I'm not sure we can win it through politics alone. You know
Right.
what I mean? I think
Mhm.
that our the reason that America worked is because it you have to have a moral people. You have to have a baseline decent people that can govern themselves. If you
Right.
lose that baseline decency, then all the laws in the world and all the guns in the world, they can't keep you safe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
So
Yeah.
it's a
It's
problem.
tough.
This is Scott Adams. Remember him?
Yes. How's he
Dilbert
doing?
creator.
How's
He's
he doing
doing very well.
health-wise?
Very
Is
well.
he?
Yeah, remember he was ready to off himself,
Yeah.
so to speak.
Right.
Put it nicely.
I know. I mean,
But he was. I mean, he
he's
had the
struggled with illness and pain
prostate
and
cancer really advanced. It got really
Shoot.
painful, and he had the he lives in California, so you can off yourself, I think, medically in California.
Okay.
And he had the drugs on order. They were at the pharmacy for
Oh
him
my
to take
gosh.
his final dose, the final solution. And then something came across. He tried something else and it radically changed. He's feeling great. Doesn't know how long
Good.
it'll last, but he's feeling
Okay.
great. And
Cool.
so thank God for that. We've lost enough people. We don't
Yeah.
need to lose any more.
Right.
But here he is talking about, and I think this is kind of a good one to kind of end on today.
Okay.
He's talking about how politics have changed and how much they've separated people. You know,
Yeah.
it's kind of the overall bird's eye view of what we're kind of dealing with. And I just thought
Mhm.
that's kind of a good thing to take in once in a while. You know what I mean? Let's hear what he has
Yes.
to say. We'll talk.
When I
Okay.
grew up, when people lied about stuff on TV, it didn't usually make that much difference to my life. It was just people on TV lying about stuff, and politics was all lying, and we all understood
We
that,
all we
etc.
were all on board.
But
We all knew that.
in today's world, the anti-Trumpers have created a situation where something like half of the country is losing family members, like sons and daughters and parents, like the close ones. I'm not talking about losing your cousin. I'm talking about having your mother won't talk to you, or you won't talk to your father, or you don't talk to your
Mm.
siblings. This is not the same. And this is caused almost entirely by hoaxes that the Democrats, in an organized fashion, run on the country continuously. It's,
Mhm.
I don't have to mention them all, the fine people hoax, the drinking bleach hoax, the Russia hoax, the suckers and losers hoax. I mean, it's just one hoax after.
So what he's talking is about all the hoaxes involving Trump.
Yeah. All of the this is why you should hate Trump, and if
Yeah, and
you
the
love
media
Trump,
just
I can't
constantly
respect you anymore.
lies.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what he's talking
Or
about.
another
100%.
nonstop. So people lost family. Family. People lost all their friends. I heard about another friend that I had lost that I didn't know. I just wondered why I hadn't heard from that person for a long time.
Oh, shoot.
That
It was
happened.
over Trump.
Yeah.
I mean,
Isn't that sad?
really, really big dislocations of friendships and families. How about reputations? People had their reputations ruined for simply having a side in politics like we always do.
And always have.
And what about
Yep.
people who lost jobs or couldn't get jobs or wouldn't be considered for jobs? A lot of people, right? So when you look at the larger picture and you're looking at Democrats creating hoax after hoax after hoax, then suddenly the whole, oh, well, it was just his opinion. Or The View just has their opinion. Those are just opinions. Well, there was a time when they were just opinions, but they morphed into weapons. They weaponized the fake news, right?
Yeah.
The news used to be just the news, and you could let everybody have their say. But once people weaponized it by making it up and then
Mm.
acting like it was real, and then having all the other entities also back you up on the thing you made up, obvious hoaxes. That's not like anything we've experienced before, and that shit has to be dismantled completely.
You like that?
I wasn't expecting him to just say it so casually. That shit has to be dismantled.
That shit has to be ended. I really like Scott Adams.
Yeah. Was that the end? I didn't mean to
That's the
interrupt.
end.
So, yeah.
We've lost. Yeah. Have you lost friends and things over politics?
A
Some
couple.
couple.
A couple. I'm also really aware of the differences in opinion between me and a couple of friends, and we just don't go there.
Okay.
But like online, I had some friends who, I had some friends who are like, yeah, I just can't. Sorry. And it's like, wow. And I'm not even like, I'm not in their face or that's what I'm saying. Like, I do this, but they're not listening to this.
They should.
I know. They'd hate. No, I'd lose half my friends if they listened to this.
Like, who is that guy?
What about you? What about you?
Some. I don't know that I had all that many friends. I don't know that I lost friends. I probably gained more connections than I have lost through it all.
Mhm.
My youngest sister, we for all intents and purposes don't talk, and for all intents and purposes, it's I think over politics mostly.
Mostly.
I don't know what else it would be. Maybe Jesus. She's maybe thought that I got on the Jesus train a little hard. But I don't know that. I
You
think
white Christian male, you.
yeah, maybe it's mostly politics.
You're the
I really don't
problem.
know. So, but yeah, that's just and we were really close before, a long time ago. I mean, a while back. But
Yeah.
that once you hit COVID, and there had already been kind of a widening, but
Mhm.
that kind of blew things up.
Yeah.
And my other sister, they can get along. I guess they could do sister things, whatever.
Yeah.
It's a little different. With me, perhaps
Um,
she just likes to fight with me and bring things up, which is fine. I don't, you know what? It's like Pastor Darrell, he's a lefty.
Okay.
And but we get along great. I enjoy him. He's fun.
Mhm.
But he's the one I think he obsesses about politics more than I do. People think because I have a podcast that I think about it, I obsess about it a lot.
Mhm.
I don't know that I obsess about it a lot. I keep up on it. I know what
Mhm.
clips are coming and I know what's going.
Sure.
I'm not obsessed with it. There's lots of
Okay.
other things I find as interesting or more.
Okay.
Like
Gotcha.
beers with Jesus. I love
Yeah.
talking about the Bible. I love doing things like that.
Right.
And the two aren't always hooking up. They aren't always mixing up for me.
Yeah.
I don't think we can fix politics by and large. And to argue with a lefty, we don't
Yeah.
have a shared set of facts. It's hard to
Right. The premises, if you can't agree on the premises,
right.
if you can't agree that like this is the greatest nation on earth, that's an
But
offensive statement to you. It's kind of hard to continue the conversation.
I will say this, like
Yeah.
I told Daryl, I said, you should listen to the Charlie Kirk news. He usually listens to beers, doesn't listen to the news. And I say,
Oh, yeah.
there's people like that. People like beers, they don't like news. They like news, they don't like beers. Whatever.
Sure.
It's fine. I think you should listen to all of it, everything I ever put out. But whatever you want to do. We'll take
Spend more
one.
time in Todd's world.
Start here, we'll hook you.
What yeah,
But
would you
but
told
he
him to
did say
listen to that
he
episode?
enjoyed the Charlie Kirk episode, and he said there was times I was thinking through that. I can kind of see where he's coming from on that. See?
Well, yeah, it's
God's
'cause we're
working
not
in your
making
heart, Pastor
we're
Darrell.
not making shit up. That's what it is. Well, that's interesting.
But
I
yeah,
was gonna ask you
so
something.
there are instances of that. Like we've
Yeah.
gotten to be good friends, and we don't agree politically,
Mhm.
and we can disagree and talk about things, and it's not a big, huge like blow up or whatever. You know what I mean?
Good.
You can
That's cool.
appreciate that, and you should be able to.
You should be able
That's how
to.
political dialogue should be able to happen. It shouldn't be this
Old
instantaneous, like,
school,
oh
baby.
my God, you're not on my side. Unfriend you.
You're a racist.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So I do appreciate that about Daryl, and I appreciate that about other people when Bill Maher's
Mhm.
kind of like that. We play a lot of Bill Maher, and he doesn't.
Mhm.
He tries to converse and dialogue with the other side. You know what I mean?
Yes.
He
He
will at least
sees
respect the other side.
yes, he's respectful. You can tell he hasn't totally flipped, but he sees the truth sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
You can hear it, things that peek through and he has to talk about it. Cause, when you like realize something is true, you're definitely, like, convicted.
Yeah.
And it's, I mean, like, the whole red pill concept.
True.
When that shift happens and you see everything for what it is, you're kinda like, "Holy crap," like, wow, and it's all very clear all of a sudden.
Would you say that generally when you've seen, whether it's families, close friends, whatever, when you've
Mhm.
seen the splits that happen,
Yeah.
over politics, would you
Mhm.
say that generally, from what you've noticed, I understand it's no scientific study, that it feels like it's driven more by the left wingers than by the right?
100% of the time.
Seems like that to me.
Oh, yeah. It's 100%
We
of the time. I
can't
don't
tolerate your opinion.
Yeah.
You're a
I
racist,
mean
bigot, homophobe.
now I'll say this, okay, I was recently talking with a friend who was going to a family reunion,
Okay.
and there were a couple of cousins there who are complete lefties.
Okay.
And this friend said I was like, "Oh, like, how is it?" And they were like, It's fine, like, you just know." But it wasn't like, "Oh, I hate them. I'm not
Yeah.
going if they're going to be there," kind of bullshit. It wasn't
Yeah.
like that. They're aware, they accept it, but, if it
That's
were the
how
other yeah,
that's how
that's
it
like
should be. You should
that's
be able to
how
get along with
well,
people.
yeah, that's how conservatives are because we actually believe in freedom of speech and freedom of thought,
Yeah.
and if you
And so does Bill
yeah,
Maher.
so d he does, you're
So
right.
does Daryl. So do other people out there. There are lefties out there that are reasonable and that are respectful and that really do wanna have the dialogue because they
Mhm.
think that they believe they have the better end
Yeah,
of the argument. And
right,
that's the way that arguments should be handled. They shouldn't be handled gunning down people that we don't like and disagree with.
right.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
And I agree, you know what? When it comes to the Jimmy Kimmel thing, if I don't know what happened with the FCC. If the FCC is coming out and they're putting pressure on and they're doing whatever,
Mhm.
I mean, whatever. Think of all the political talk shows have become basically left-wing advertisements.
Right.
But as
Propaganda
long
machines.
if all they're doing is expressing their opinion on X
Mhm,
and they're not bringing the full force and power of the United States government against people,
mhm.
I can handle that. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? It should be up to Disney, and if Disney wants to I say Disney because they own ABC. If they wanna reinstate
Okay.
them, they wanna run this little play, this little hoax,
Mhm.
whatever. It's up to Disney. It's their company.
Right.
I don't have a problem with that. If they wanna subsidize them, I don't have a problem with that. Just don't cry about I mean, oh my god, my First Amendment. Is it gonna be the same thing in May if he gets fired just because the ratings are bad because he hasn't said anything?
Well, I was gonna say his contract's up. I just yeah, I don't know.
I mean, they went after remember with Jay Leno? Like, NBC was after Jay Leno for years wanting to get rid of him, and he
Oh,
kept kinda hanging on, and
w what were they going after him about?
I don't
Like,
even know. It
based
didn't have
on
anything to do with politics,
Oh,
really.
okay.
Just they're
Well, like
just
ratings and stuff or
his ratings were good. No, his ratings were great. They just
Okay.
wanted a different demographic, maybe. I can't remember what it
Okay.
was, but remember you had Leno, who was always the biggest, but then Letterman pulled kind of a younger,
Okay.
crowd, I think, a little younger demo.
And didn't Conan come on the scene during that
Conan
time
was
also?
around, yeah.
Or wait, did Conan take over when Jay Leno finished?
Conan
Sorry.
did take over. He
Okay. But
followed
he had his own show.
yeah, he had the late show. He took over Dave Letterman's show. Remember?
Okay.
Dave
Thank
Letterman
you.
was on
Yep.
NBC. He got
Yep.
passed over for Jay Leno, and then Letterman went to CBS, and they didn't CBS didn't have the late show or anything like that at that time.
Okay.
He went over there, they started that. Then they
Okay.
put Conan in, Letterman's old show, which was after Leno.
Okay.
And
Okay.
then, eventually, once
Okay.
Leno retired, they put Conan in.
They took him in. Okay.
Conan was funny. I never thought
Oh,
Conan
yeah.
was
Conan was
bad.
great.
Conan was funny. Leno was
Conan
funny.
could tell political jokes and not sound like a propaganda machine.
Yeah, they
He
were
was
funny.
just yeah, he's hilarious. And
So,
Leno, I think, was like that too.
yeah, I think Leno was
Leno
funny too.
didn't get political in an agenda sort of
He
way.
kinda
It's just
came out for Jimmy Kimmel, but I almost felt like that's just because it was in his industry and
Okay.
you know what I mean? I think he was a little
Sure.
biased, toward that, and he just wants the government as far away from his industry as they could be.
Right, and we don't really technically even know what happened, so
No, I don't have any idea. I like I said, if there was some X post, whatever. I mean, Trump posts all the time. I don't you know
it's hard to keep up.
Yeah.
And to know that it's actually them, and now it's like it's
Yeah.
gonna get harder and harder, so
But I do think we should strive for a little bit more,
Mhm.
just some understanding between people on the left and the right, and we do
I
have to try to
agree.
come together on things if we're all gonna get on the same page and say, "We
Yeah.
really like English and we don't want to speak Islamic in 20 years," we are gonna have to get together
Speak Islamic.
or whatever it is.
I got you. You know, it's funny you talked about being obsessed with politics, how you're not obsessed with
Arabic.
politics. Arabic, yes. I was not or I used to be obsessed. Like it would and not it wouldn't keep me up at night or give
Yeah.
me a stomach ache or anything like that, but I was really hyper focused on stuff, I think before January. And then
Now
since
you can
Jan
relax a little.
but honestly, I gotta say, I I'm coming back. I'm getting to a point where I feel like I'm gonna find a nice balance where I'm informed.
Yeah.
Obviously, Todd's World helps bridge that gap for me now. But,
It gives
I
you the
like
dopamine rush.
yeah, but I like not being obsessed with it. I like not checking my phone all the time for the
I agree.
latest whatever because it's exhausting. And so just when I had to shift gears this year, definitely, as a result, have found, I think, a better balance.
That's good.
It is good. So,
I mean, we do this here and it's fun and we get it
yeah,
out of our system
right.
and we give our opinion.
Wildly opinionated opinions.
Wildly opinionated.
I like it.
All right, guys. Well, I think we did good today. Thank you, Carrie.
Thank you, Todd.
We will be back tomorrow for Beers with Jesus. Tune in. We're doing
Yep, share these with friends who you think will
Acts
enjoy,
13, I
please.
think. The second half of Acts 13, maybe.
Oh, that's right.
Paul's
Or
sermon, I think.
yes, we split up.
So,
This was a big chapter, so we
yeah, it was
split it.
kind of big. So come back and join us for that. And then come
Cool.
back next week for the Wildly Opinionated News Hour every Tuesday. Same place, same time.
Yeah, we'll see you then.
All right. Thanks, Carrie.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys, for joining us. We will catch you next time.